Reed Sheppard, baby.
Reed mother effing
Reed
Sheppard.
mother
Sheppard.
Sheppard.
Reed
What a
Sheppard.
game. What a game. And a
What?
game where the Rockets were shorthanded. Already missing Fred VanVleet. Already missing Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yep.
Kevin Durant out for personal reasons. Whatever's happening, Kevin Durant, I hope everything is okay.
Yep.
Tari Eason's been out.
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams out today.
It
doesn't matter.
Did we forget anybody else before anybody
There's
says
probably
anything?
like 7 other people.
Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
some two-way. Who knows? I don't
who
know.
knows? Who knows?
What an impressive win by the Houston Rockets. I can't say enough about this win on the road against a team that historically for the past decade or so, I wouldn't say has owned the Rockets, but has been a thorn in their side to the point where it's like the fans are kind of like bitter towards the Golden State Warriors not getting over that hump. A team that knocked you out in 7 in the playoffs last year. You go into their home court. They have their stars. They are fully healthy, and you beat them as shorthanded as you possibly could be. Rockets beat the Warriors 104-100. Reed Sheppard 31-9-5. Alfred Şengün 16-6-6. Jabari Smith had 15 points for the Warriors. Jimmy Butler 21-5-5. Steph Curry 14-7-5. And Will Richard, he's making a push for first team dime. I fucks with you.
Yeah.
18-6. What a game by the Rockets, man. I can't say enough about how resilient I think they showed that they are today. You have a game where you didn't lead until the third quarter. You were off from 3 pretty much all game. Offensive rebounding. Stayed in the game. Warriors go cold from 3. And Reed Sheppard, to me, I mean, they doubled him. They tried pressuring him today. They pretty much were like, they tried to give him the Jeremy Lin treatment. For those of you who don't remember Jeremy Lin, pretty much got shut down by the Miami Heat after his like insanity run. They basically full court pressured him, stole the ball from him, pretty much turned Cinderella into a pumpkin. And I think that's what the Warriors' plan was with Reed today. They trapped him off pick and rolls. They were guarding him full court, and he handled everything beautifully. I mean, big time shots down the stretch. Even that last pass to Amen Thompson, where Amen caught it in midair and finished.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Incredible finish by Amen Thompson, but the pass was insane.
The pass was insane.
Pass
the
was
pass
crazy.
was insane. Yeah.
Running the dribble handoff of Alfred Şengün at the end as well. Offense running through Şengün. Shout out to Şengün. He didn't really shoot well today. I thought he played well down the stretch, though. The role players stepped up when they had to. Aaron Holiday had a nice night. Jason Tate had a huge 3. J.D. Davidson, start the fourth quarter, had 4 points. I thought that was big as well. You did not play your best game today. You did not have your best player today. You didn't have one of your bigs today. You didn't have your energy guy, Tari Eason, off the bench. And you go into Golden State, which is a tough place to play, and you shut down Steph Curry. I don't have enough superlatives for this game. I didn't expect them to win today. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect the Houston Rockets to win today, and they did.
I had faith that they could pull it off. I had faith they could pull it off only because last year when we covered them a lot during games, and they would be down players like Jalen Green and other like key players. They would still find ways to kind of pull out victories. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough about Reed Sheppard this game. This is the guy we saw in summer league when we were like, oh damn, that's a great fit for the Rockets, and he's had a little bit of a struggle to start like his NBA career, but you see the confidence when he got going. Like it was like that boy was in his bag, man. Like there were so many times we was just getting to his spots, pulling up in the midi. That stretch he had in the third quarter where he hit a couple of shots and he got the dunk, I was like, all right, man, he's feeling himself. Just because that was really impressive. And you actually mentioned other players I was going to mention with J.D. Davison, who has been a longtime two-way player for the Boston Celtics, played at Alabama. Like I used to watch his mixtape highlights when he was in high school. He was just this athletic player, and
Yeah.
he's always been that type of player where he's too good for the G League, but he just doesn't get the opportunity for different reasons to play in the NBA. And he's been getting little minutes here and there for the Rockets since they've been down with injuries, and he's been making an impact. Like the 4 points, 2 assists just off the bench, that's important. Those make a difference in a close game. And Aaron Holiday has been on a ridiculous
Aaron's
stretch.
played really well this year.
Yeah, just a ridiculous stretch. And we've talked about the point about how the Rockets are just how much the games they have lost, it feels like it not doesn't feel like, but they're basically missing Fred VanVleet. They're missing that lead guard that can kind of stabilize things and also get a bucket. And if you can get this kind of impact play, I'm not saying 30 points from Reed, but just impact play from Reed and from Aaron and even JD Davison, if you for a couple minutes, that's important. That helps you in your championship aspirations. Like, this is a really good win. Like, to be able to come back, like you said, down all these players that are rotation pieces. These are not just bench players. These are rotation pieces that make an impact. Like, we know what KD can do, but like missing Tari Eason, who always makes a difference every time he comes off the bench. Dorian hasn't played yet, and he's always been an impact two-way player. And Steven Adams has been the best offensive rebounder in the league, basically he's been the Rockets' offense at many points where they just put up a shot and he's getting an offensive rebound and they're getting a second chance point. So props to the Rockets for making this comeback, man. I know the comments are going to be Rockets up, all that, so I don't answer happy. It's awesome.
25 offensive rebounds, Kwab.
That's without Steven.
And that's the thing. So the Rockets shot 39% from the floor today.
Yeah.
But they took 99 shots compared to the Warriors' 82 shots. That's 17 extra shots.
Makes a difference.
17 extra possessions. That's insane.
Makes a difference. Yeah.
And you're talking about a 4-point game here. I mean, I want to give love to Reed Sheppard, but, the Rockets, they've gotten off to the start that they've gotten off to because of hot three-point shooting. They're shooting the three ball really well. They didn't shoot the three ball well today, but also offensive rebounding, getting extra possessions. You have to complete the possession as a defense against the Houston Rockets. You force a miss, you got to grab the rebound. If you don't grab the rebound, they're going to kill you. And then also, I think they played really good transition defense today. The Warriors didn't really get out and run as much as they usually do.
Yeah.
At times, but there were some moments where the Rockets might have turned the ball over, or there was a long miss, and the Rockets did get back. And they dodged a couple bullets too. There were some open threes that the Warriors missed, but that happens in every game. It's not like that doesn't happen in every game. So overall, I mean, this is a game where if you're a Rockets fan, this might be one of I haven't watched every Rockets game. Obviously, we try to cover the whole league, but one of the better wins in my opinion of the season, because this is not
easily.
Not a win where you played great and won. This is a win where you grinded it out with half of your rotation out, basically. Didn't shoot well, and still found a way to win. You found a way to win. And
it feels like the type of win Ime Udoka loves, just a grind out ugly.
Where it's like, we just watched the Rockets grow up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I agree with that.
Because I don't know if they beat the Golden State Warriors on the road like that last year.
Like that. Yeah. True. Very true.
I don't. So
especially down this many players too.
Yeah. Exactly. And I know Golden State, they've been injured here and there. They haven't looked the same. They're 10-10 right now. Mm-hmm. They have lost 4 out of their last 5. This would have been a nice, reset for them. I know they won their game against the Jazz before that, so they would have won 2 in a row if they beat the Rockets today. They haven't looked right ever since the injuries started kind of piling up.
Yeah.
Ever since they got smacked by OKC. Actually, even before that, they started looking bad. Yeah. But, yeah, it's funny because I watch the Warriors, and when they're on, it's like, this team is like, how do you stop that? How do you stop the split action, all that motion, all that movement? Will Richard is, I think, a phenomenal addition. To me, the difference between where they are now and where they were at the beginning of the season, where I saw them play, and I was like, this team could be a contender. A lot of it is Jonathan Kuminga. Early in the season, it seemed like Kuminga bought in and was could be that extra guy who can score the basketball. Now, he was out today. Yep. He didn't play today. Horford was out as well. So the Warriors were missing a few pieces here, but they had their main 3 guys. Yeah. So for me, I mean, it's a game that I think they should have won, considering the Rockets are on the road. The Rockets are missing a lot of their rotation pieces. You got Draymond, you got Steph, you got Jimmy out there. You should walk away with a W.
I know, but but when you mention it that way, right? The Rockets, not the Rockets, the Warriors. In a game like this, you need Kuminga. You do. I think you always need Kuminga. They need Kuminga to be the Kuminga at the beginning of the season to reach where they want to go. Yeah, they need him. But you see how much, I don't want to say unathletic they look compared to the Rockets, but it just felt they just felt just so much smaller, and especially without Horford. Traditionally, the Warriors have been just a smaller team, just because they're comfortable.
And no Trace Jackson Davis either.
They didn't play him. I don't know if he's injured,
Oh, is that
but
the coach's decision?
I feel like
Let me
he's
see.
barely played
Yeah,
all year.
DNP,
So
coach's decision. You're right. I just kind of
yeah,
figured he was
so
out. Yeah,
yeah, I feel like he's barely played all year, which is kind of weird
yeah,
because early on in his NBA career, he was playing and he was making an impact, and people were
yeah.
calling for. I remember Golden State fans were calling for more Trace Jackson minutes, but yeah, like without if you don't have not having Kaminga, not having Horford, like just they look so small. And like traditionally, they're comfortable with having Draymond Green play the big man role, which
Yeah.
it works. I think it works for them on offense, but against a team like this, that's gonna just go at the boards all like every single
You need
possession after
size.
every miss. It gets tiring,
You need
and
size, man. You need size in the
yeah,
West.
you do. You do. And to your point, Will Richard has been having a phenomenal rookie year, like just been playing really well. Like he made a lot of impact plays throughout the course of this game, like big
Yeah,
plays. If the Warriors won this game, to me I would have been like Will Richard
yeah.
is the reason why, just because he was just making all the little like the dirty plays, and also just he was getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, playing aggressively defensively. Like if you have him on the floor along with a Kaminga, along with the like you said the Kaminga that they want, that makes a difference. But yeah, the Golden State feels they feel old and small, and like they needed more from like Moses Moody and from Pods for the course of this game. Like, but they didn't get. And it looks like Curry got injured, which
At the end, he
hopefully
did.
he's not out for too long
Yeah,
because that's always bad. That's always bad for the Warriors.
yeah. Yeah, I the Warriors are a team where I go back and forth. Like if you watch Dime, if you follow the Dime, and when we're covering the Warriors, we're talking about in our power rankings when they're on there. They're not on there anymore. But it's always kind of like, oh, I think this team could make the Western Conference Finals and contend. And then like the next week, it's just kind of like, I don't know if this team's good. It's and last year when they got Jimmy Butler, I mean, they were hot. They were
Yep.
one of the better teams in the league, and they, like I said this before, like they were a Steph Curry injury away from going to the Western Conference Finals. I think people forget that. Like the ceiling is there, especially if Kuminga gives you what he was giving you at the beginning of the season. But I
Yeah.
agree with you, man. They need height. You can't go against a team like the Rockets, who offensive rebound the way they do. You have the Thunder, who can go double big with Hartenstein and Chet. You have Jokic on the Nuggets.
Yeah.
You just you can't do it. The West is too big. There are too many teams that have big guys who are impacting the game. Even DeAndre Ayton this year, like he's having a really good a year for the Lakers. I mean, some people might laugh at that, but he's having a solid year for the Lakers. You can't be this small and be that consistent. So I'm wondering to see what the Warriors are going to do at the deadline. You know, last year was the first time they really made a splash. Sometimes they pretty much roll with the squad they have, but I do think they need some type of rim protection. I know Quentin Post is a big guy, but I don't see him as like a rim protector. You got to get somebody. It's got to be somebody who can protect the rim and also play the style of basketball you want, which is a very unique type of person. But you got to find something, because I don't know how far you go in the playoffs, even if you make the playoffs with this roster being as small as it is.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like all those teams you mentioned just in the West alone. Like that's tough. You're playing against size, and that's putting a lot. That's putting a lot on Draymond. Like that's putting a lot on Draymond to
Yeah,
be just your defensive hub
everything, rebounder,
and
everything.
rebounder, and
Jimmy too.
also yeah, and that I mean that's gonna and against a team like this you have to gang rebound. Like you have to, and like
Yeah,
you mentioned offensive rebounds. And again, this is without Steven Adams.
yeah.
This is without Steven Adams, who would have probably doubled the number of offensive rebounds they had. So that's going to be tough for the Warriors. Like maybe they make a move around the edges, but I don't know who. I don't know what an option would be for them
We'll
to.
talk about the trade deadline.
Yeah, we'll
Not
talk
worry about
about
it
it.
right now. What
Yeah,
matters,
yeah,
though, is that the Rockets do go on the road. They beat the Golden State Warriors 104-100. Reed Sheppard's here, ladies and gentlemen.
yep,
Embrace it. Embrace it. He's exactly what the Rockets need. I'm so
exactly.
excited
Yep.
for Rockets fans, because when Fred went down, there was like huge question, like who's going to step up, who's going to be that guy. And I think Reed is showing that, like, I can be that guy 100%. I mean, and also he's like a 3-level scorer too. It's not like he's just hitting threes, spotting up. He's hitting threes on the break, above the break. He's dunking on the break. He's hitting
Yeah,
mid-range jumpers.
mid
And he's
ranges.
a really good passer. I didn't know he had that court vision. I'm really excited for the Rockets this year, and the more I'm watching Reed Sheppard play, and of course you have that on the back end where it's like, well, is he going to get picked on in the playoffs? Like our team's going to try to isolate him. He's been holding his own though. Like he's been getting better defensively. That's pretty much the only concern that I have right now. I'm already sold offensively on him. So, I mean, great win by the Rockets. Hopefully KD's back soon. Hopefully whatever's happening with him in his personal life is worked out and he's in good health and good mental health, and so his family, because this Rockets team, man, they're really impressive. They're really impressive, and they get a big win tonight in Golden State. All right, Kwab and I will be back Friday with power rankings and also some game recaps. Of course, there's nothing tomorrow. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody who is subscribed. And if you're not subscribed and you got this far in the video, subscribe.
Do it.
But happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Happy Turkey Day, you know what I mean, all that.
At the Dime NBA. We'll see you for another episode of Dime. Peace.